Hey, it's Aaron, the Metal Theologian, and today we're going to do some Canadian metal. So, first off, apologies to Spudboy for the name, but I had to take it. It's just too fucking good. And to show you that Mr. Spudboy, if you're watching this, just to show that I mean this, that I've ripped it off with the most sincere affection and love, I'm just going to show this. Yeah, that tear kind of sucks over the other side, but I paid next to nothing for this thing back in the 80s, but... Okay. So cheers. I'm not going to fuck around for too long with the soda, because I have a lot to show. This, though, is... Garen actually showed this, and raved up and down about it, so I've been looking forward to trying this one, and tonight is the night. It's the Americana Honey Cream. It's delicious vintage, and it is from... Mukilteo, Washington. Someone told me in a comment how to pronounce that, and now I can't remember because I'm on the fucking spot. I have to start the video over. So, goes to show, man. I can read and respond to it, but I can't necessarily retain it. Let's see how this is. Oh, Jesus, that's good. I might just be thirsty because I should have had a glass of water or something before I do this. But it's sweet. The honey tastes like really... It's not like honey, but it's like creamy and honey-y enough that it's like sweet, but with sort of an extra something putting it over the top. And oh God, this is delicious soda, man. Wow. Yeah, 2 thumbs up, man. This is a really good one. And this one isn't that hard to find, which just goes to show that, as soon as you find the more obscure ones, you go, oh my God, this thing is going to be so cool, because no one's heard of it, but it's not as good as one that's a little easier to find. My favorite root beer is still that Virgil's, the Bavarian Nutmeg one, which admittedly is their special one, but it's also Virgil's, so... Alright, so let's get into it. I promised up and down I was going to do a metal video, and that's what we're doing today. So what I'm going to do is show a bunch of Canadian stuff that is lesser known stuff and just little gems. I want to say coast to coast, but I don't know if I have any records from British Columbia, actually. So we might only make it as far west as Calgary. But I'm going to look as I'm going through because I don't remember where all these are from. The French-Canadian ones are sort of towards the back because I have a soft spot for French-Canadian records. I apologize to my friends in Toronto. And speaking of, let's just get this out of the way right away because this is a record that I feel like I have to sort of name check just because it's kind of well known. It's produced by Lips and, from Anvil, obviously. And this record in the 90s was actually not very hard to find. It's 83 is a demo. I think this record's actually sort of a semi-bootleg. Like, not really legit, but like they didn't do anything about it because at least it was out there. And there's like an insert in there and shit. But honestly, I just don't think this record's very good, man. I've given it a number of chances over the years. And I might give it another one before I put it away now that it's out and actually in my hands. It sure as hell looks cool with that colored vinyl. And just like this awesome private looking cover. But the production on this thing is just absolutely, or actually it's just not the production, it's the fidelity, just the sound quality. It sounds like it's from like a 10th generation tape. It sounds like total crap, and I just remember not thinking the songs were very good. And then their cover of Kill the King kind of tops it all. It's like the cherry on the not very good cake of like a not very good cherry. So, or ice fucking sundae, whatever the fucking metaphor is, but it's a really cool looking record, but man, this is a record that doesn't live up to its appearance, unfortunately. In contrast to this one, which is funny, I remember liking this one, but listening to it sort of in preparation for this video, I like this record 3 times as much as I remember liking it. I'm going to play it again before I put it away. This is a obscure little nothing band. I want to say they're from Toronto, but I don't actually see any information about that on the back, so I can't really tell you anything. It's on World Records, which doesn't tell you anything. And it's actually 2 guys, Mark Platt on guitars and Branko Zugai, I guess, on bass, with basically hired guns for vocals and drums. Singer actually doesn't sound all that great. You know, he's not bad. He can hit the notes, and he cares about what he's doing. But what this thing has is it has like pretensions to like sort of like that whole Maiden style what they were doing around, you know, well, a little earlier, I guess, this being 85. But you know, the writing is kind of epic, not like total like epic, like, you know, Manowar, Manila Road type of epic metal, but like sort of about as far as Iron Maiden would go with it, with sort of the different parts and just the interesting stuff going on in the songwriting. And I gotta say, man, Overlord is fucking good. There's actually another band called Overlord with an E at the end from New Jersey, and that's a cool record too, but this one's better for my money. And look how fucking cool that is too. I mean, that fucking kind of hapless looking dragon. I think when I played this before, X-Rated Man might have lost him a couple points because it's kind of a dumb song title. But yeah, this record pretty much kicked my ass all over the place, and I was listening to it about a half hour ago. This one didn't so much. It's funny, these are going to get better as they go through, and I'll tell you why. Because when I pulled them out, the ones I want to listen to again ended up towards closer to me in the stack. And the ones that I didn't need to listen to are the ones I was like, oh yeah, I fucking know and love this record. Oh yeah, I need to play this one again. It's a fucking killer. I can talk about this one all day long. So the ones I didn't even have the chance to were closer to me. And Overlord was one of them where it was a winner. This one, you know, this is really a perfectly good record. Sidinex, I guess it's supposed to be. It's the guy's name backwards. Phil Zenidis or something like that. From sounds like a Greek name. But they're from Kitchener, Ontario. 6 tracks on this thing. They actually thank the Lee Aaron band, so maybe that's your first like hint that maybe all is not well in the Sidinex camp. But you know, so that's not really fair because Lee Aaron's records sucked as far as I've ever heard. And this record is really perfectly respectable. I could imagine putting this on some evening that's striking me just right and really enjoying it. There's nothing specific about this that I could point to and say that's not good, you know, or I wish they'd done this differently, but it just doesn't quite click for me. It's well played, the songs are well constructed, and the performances are good across the board. So if this is your favorite record, I apologize, don't mean to slag it. I'll slag the shit out of a record if it deserves it. That one I don't think deserves it, just didn't quite do it for me. This is actually another one that I think is kind of overrated. Crypt, Stick to Your Guts. And you know, I could have sworn these guys are from Ontario, but I'm looking at the back of it, and the names are all in French. And so now I really don't know, although they do thank Executioner on here. Yeah, I don't know. One of the guys' names is Denis. And Mark is spelled with a C. Yeah, anyway, wherever the hell they're from. Crypt, Stick to Your Guts is actually getting a reissue relatively soon. I don't think this is bad. I think it's kind of average metal. I think it's kind of probably of a comparable character. You know, I was listening to this when I started off, and I was like, I really want to compare this to Raven Bitch, but it's not as good as Raven Bitch. It's more of the caliber of like Killin' or something like that, and maybe not even quite that good. There was another touch point that I thought of before that is escaping me now, but you know, it's okay. It's actually a pretty decent listen. You know, I was playing this while I was doing something else, and I did not feel the urge to jump up and pull it off. You know, given what originals these go for these days, I don't think it's worth that kind of cash. Probably is worth getting High Roller reissue when it comes out. I think it's High Roller. Whoever's putting it out, though, I salute you for doing that. But, yeah, it's pretty straight ahead metal, though, kind of on the hard edge, but not really a speed band or a thrash band. Just sort of it's kind of not so much hard as gruff. You know what I mean? A little bit sort of punky in attitude. This is another band in name check real quick here. I think people probably know Rapid Tears. This is I believe their second record. This is an EP. It's 4 tracks. And these guys are from, I don't know, they're publishers in Toronto. Their fan club is in Islington. Is it Islington or Islington? Someone tell me who's from Canada, because I don't fucking know. But Ontario, and this is really good stuff. It's early, it's kind of primitive, and it's those things in a really good way. That was the first one I got. I got this one more recently. I actually just played it. Proud to have this with the original cover. This is their first full length, which actually predates that other one. This one's 82. And it's just really good. It was kind of making me think of Baron Rojo when I was playing it before, but that might just be because the vinyl transmission dude Chris was showing some Baron Rojo, and that kind of stuck in my head. As far as sort of the time period, it's comparable. I don't know, I just think they sound kind of clueless in a good way, like they're still sort of finding their way and figuring out, okay, it's 82, so, you know, Sin After Sin and Sane Class have already been recorded, and we've been listening to Motorhead. Now what's our metal supposed to sound like? You know, what does heavy metal mean? So, there's a cool record on that front, and you see some cool mustaches there too, actually. You gotta keep pushing the mustaches, at least till the end of the month. Because y'all are working on your mustaches, right? I actually had someone bail on me earlier today, and I'm a little bit bummed, but I also had a hell of a fucking submission. And I suggest you all run over and subscribe to the MibberTube channel right now for that reason. Alright, I said before, there's that Sidonex record that's kind of nothing really special about. It doesn't really hit me quite right. Here's one that, in a way, there's nothing really special about, but it totally hits me right. Fucking Mystique, Black Rider. And these guys, I mean, look at that cover, dude. How can you not need that? I mean, that's like what a private press record should look like. And the fucking shit's all handwritten. I'm trying to get that in focus there. There we go. You know? It's actually not the focus, it's the glare. There we go. And those pictures, man, I mean, how old are they? Like 15 on there or something like that? Yeah, Hamilton, Ontario. And, yeah, in a way this record is nothing special, but in a way it's everything that's special about private press metal records. It just sounds like some kids in their garage who really cared about what they were doing, who rehearsed the shit out of it, who got someone to do some, like, intimidating, like, type of fucking, like, talking on their intro, which I didn't actually bother listening to the words to, because I kind of don't give a fuck. It's called Beyond the Four Winds. I mean, that's good, but, you know. We all know what the whole, like, with the wind sound and shit like that, and then someone saying, beyond the toils of time, there's the sword and fucking warrior, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like kind of bleeds together. But this record just fucking so cool, man. It's just so... I mean, it's primitive too, right? But it's 85. It's pretty better. It's pretty well... Metal's pretty well established at this point. And they're just doing their best. They're writing songs. They're punching them out. They're performing them. And this record just works for me, man. I don't know. It's just brimming over with fucking charm. This is another one. I know I did show this in 2 inches of metal, I think. But I'll show it again just because this is one of my very favorite Canadian records and an all-time classic. This is a great, like, prog metal thing. I mean, just, like, weird parts, weird color to the whole thing, a really weird singer, and they're from Oakwood, Ontario, which I understand from Lee is pretty far out in the sticks. But, yeah, Solar Eagle. And, sort of to accompany that, in a way, this is sort of like... This record to me is sort of like the Solar Eagle's record, like Little Brother. It's not really as great as Solar Eagle, but it has a lot of the same sort of appeal. The writing is really proggy, the performance is tight, the singer is kind of weird, but weird in a very different way from the guy from Solar Eagle, but just not really kind of a normal sounding singer, what you'd expect. And it's also a 4-track EP. Yeah, this... If you want to listen to Solar Eagle and you put on stream, you're going to be disappointed because they don't sound like Solar Eagle. But in spirit, they're really kind of similar, and I love them both dearly. I'm trying to see where these guys are from. This is Byron Records. Oh, North Montreal, Quebec, so maybe that's why they're weird, so. I mean that in a nice way. So there we go. This is another one I know I've shown before. It's one of my very favorites. I know very little about this. I don't think very much is known about this band. But this Wicker record, 4 songs, every single one is a killer. This one is fucking solid, 10 out of 10. as far as I'm concerned. Two pictures of guys in the band, Mike and Steve. Apparently Mike is the drummer and Steve is the singer. That's it. There's a bass player and a guitarist credited, but that's it. Just fucking everything is perfect about this record, man. The singer belts. The fucking songs are snappy and punchy. 2 songs per side. It leaves you wanting more. Leaves you really wanting more. Fucking you're wiping the drool off your chin because it's heavy. It's just fucking perfect. Here's another really good one. A really sort of primitive one too, in that way that I love so much. This is Breaker in Days of Heavy Metal. And these guys are from Calgary. They actually went to Toronto to record this thing, apparently, but for further information, you have to write to Breaker way the hell out in Calgary, Alberta, where they spend their winters drawing covers like this. So, yeah, look at that picture. Kind of poorly photographed. Look at those boots on that guy, though. The mustache. Gotta love it. This is really, it's almost more hard rock than metal, although it definitely belongs in the metal camp if you listen to it. It's one of those, I don't know how to articulate it. It's on the hard rock side of metal, but it's not like a record you confuse with, an Asia record or something like that. It's kind of proggy. Like if this thing were cut like 20 years later, it might have come out a power metal record. As it is, it's hard rock, metal with a lot of different parts and just a lot of sincerity, man. It's a really cool record. This is another one actually that I put on after not hearing it for a while and it really hit me right. This is Eudoxus, Attack from Above. And it kind of looks more like a New Order record than a metal record, although if you look closely, I don't know if you can see, you see a little T there in the thing. It does say Attack from Above. These guys are from Montreal. And it's just the 2 songs, Attack from Above and Metal Fix. And it's kind of speedy. It's very clean, though, and very crisp. Sort of... There aren't many things I like to call speed metal. I mean, aside from the fact that the term's a little bit corny, but it seems to me like there's a lot of metal that's kind of thrashy, but not a whole lot that's sort of clean in the way that I think of. In fact, that's something that really makes Kill 'Em All a standout album in my head, is that the playing is so fast, but so precise. And this really kind of has that going on as well. Not so much judge it in musicological terms, but the presentation, the riffing, and the way the songs are put together is just really crisp and really good. And I've had this record for a long time. It never really hit me until I just played it a little while ago, but I'm digging the hell out of Eudoxus today. This next one, I like Cornball. That Breaker record I showed was pretty corny. That Mystique record I showed was pretty corny. Fucking Solar Eagle's kind of corny. This one's a little bit too corny though, man. Fucking Thunder Rider. It's really not a bad record. It's 89, so it's a little bit late, but if you look at these guys and look at them for a minute, once you get past the fact that they look awesome, because they do, I'm not going to sit here and deny the obvious, you realize it's just a little bit too much, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how the whole thing is. You gotta love the guy's fucking parachute spandex pants, though. I don't know what the fuck is up with that. It's fucking spandex and sagging down to his ass there. So, it's a good record. It's epic metal in approach. It kind of has too many keyboards for its own good. And I don't know, man. Maybe it's just the whole epic metal thing. It's like there's that line. You know what I mean? You can go right up to it and fucking. And if you're Manowar, you can push right against that line and fucking shake it like this and still not quite cross it. You know what I mean? From that line into just corny awesome to corny kind of embarrassing. But these guys, they just they push and they kind of fall over up, cross that line into corny, a little bit embarrassing. It's yeah, I don't know, man. Death to Death right off. I listened to that before. It's kind of dumb. I just took it off again. It's not bad though, It's a really enjoyable record. It's just not like an earth-shaking thing that you want to drop a big pile of money on. And I forget to say where they're from. I think they're French Canadian. Oh, the distributor's in Scarborough, Ontario, but their address is in Montreal. Alright, here's one for Mr. Scott Waters, because we were talking about this not too long ago. But this is a fucking French-Canadian classic, and this is another weird-ass record. I mean, this is actually why I got so hung up on French-Canadian stuff. Well, that's Voivod, okay? Let's just be honest. I mean, I leave that out there in another video. That's Voivod 100%. This is just a fucking weird-ass record by Deference. You have to excuse my shit French. Yeah, from Montreal. Looks like 819 area code. It's called Resurrection. It says mini LP. They actually have a woman singer. They have some videos that you can actually see on YouTube. They did some shit after this that wasn't quite as good. But even some of this is kind of like crosses the line into cornball. Like Caverne du Roi is like a piece of the Peer Gynt suite by Grieg with like her singing it and shit. And it's kind of crap, honestly. But like on some of the other songs, man, like Richard Coeur de Fer, man, they fucking live up to that candelabra in the background and those fucking faces they're making and that coffin she's climbing out of on the cover. It just fucking smokes. And it's like the record, it's like you have to take a point away for the fact that like they put some kind of crap shit on here, but they get the points back just for just fucking weirdness, man. It's just a really strange record. If I were gonna pick 5 like metal records that I have that are just weird, that would be on the list. Alright, now if I'm gonna pick some fucking favorites that I just love, this would be another one. Outbreak. Now these guys are also French Canadian. Where are they from? Quebec City, it looks like. And try to decide if I should turn over the record. It just ended. I only have one left. Yeah, these guys kind of spooked some people, I think, because they played with some Nazi imagery and shit that freaked people out. But it's pretty obvious they weren't serious. So this isn't like white power shit I'm trying to get you to go out here and buy or anything like that. Yeah, these songs are just heavy as fuck. And like the singer Kaiser Fist, what a fucking hilarious name, just screams, man. He's like the fucking Quebecois Udo or something like that. Just fucking, yeah, this thing is so good. I swear to God. Master Stroke by Outbreak. It's one of my favorite things. I like this band enough that I went and sought out their demos. I actually have 2 tapes by them. And yeah, they're not handy or else I'd show them. Maybe I'll put a little addendum at the end if I can show them. I'll see. I'll go see if I can find them afterwards. I'll stick them at the end if I can. Alright. The last one I'm going to show is another French one. It's French-Canadian. And that is DDT. Let the Screw Turn You On. And, you know, I talk sometimes about, you know, records or metal records with glam writing that are played heavy. And in fact, I played some in a video. It was funny. This is what passes for glam in my collection. And if you saw the record where I was playing glam records, and SMF Captain Howdy chimed in and was like, dude, that's not glam. Well, this is glam by my standards, okay? So it's basically glam writing, but heavy playing, fucking screechy vocals, just great songs across the board. And you know, even on the shit, this record is so good. Even the shit where you think, oh, this is gonna suck. They're gonna cross line to suck here. There's a song, okay, it's 5 songs on here, left side and right side. Second song on side 1 out of 2 songs is called Bitches. Okay, that just sounds like, you read your title of the song, you're like, yeah, that's the song where they're probably just gonna fucking embarrass themselves, and me just a tiny bit too, right? No, they not only that, they make a fucking ballad out of it. Not like a ballad, like it's like a heavy ballad, like a power ballad, I guess, right? But it's fucking rockin'. It's great, and like with this French accent, you can't even understand the fucking like stupid whatever like embarrassing shit might be in the lyrics there. You can't even understand. So the fucking thing is just perfect, man. It's great. Like this record, oh man, just fucking beautiful. I love this fucking record. So that is my little addition here of It Came From Canada. And thank you all for watching. And hopefully those of you who've been waiting for another metal video will feel a little bit satiated there. Till next time.